Hello my loves and welcome to your tension release class. This is going to be a really beautiful class if you've got any aches or pains, any niggles. It's going to be super relaxing. As you can see, I'm in my comfies, big jumper, yoga pants on. It's getting super cold here, so this is also a really nice class to do if you kind of just want to snuggle up and basically give some love, give some time to your body. If you want to grab a blanket before we get started, that would be perfect. And also, we're going to start the class with socks off, but if you want to grab a big pair of fluffy socks for after our first bit of class, that would be brilliant too. So as I said, started in seated. And you can come up onto a block here so that you've got a little bit of height, or you could maybe even kneel on a bolster, so it's your choice just for the start of class to ground. So just taking a second, taking the hands, palms facing down onto the knees, closing down through the eyes, and just dropping the chin down through center. So just getting a nice long line through the spine, through the neck to start off with. And as we start to take that focus, that attention into the breath, just taking a wiggle through the shoulders. So you might just move them side to side. You might take a big roll back, so maybe inhaling, just drawing the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, rolling them down. So just feeling the shoulder blades roll down. And just noticing the breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest as we pause here. That diaphragm moving as we inhale and exhale. And just noticing the quality of the breath here as we settle. Where is the breath residing? Is it in the belly? Is it higher up in the chest? Are the breaths long or the breath short? Just noticing. And then when we're ready, slowly, just as we inhale, just drawing those arms up over the head, taking a big stretch. As we exhale, drawing hands down through heart center and jelly mudra, just starting to flutter open the eyes as we come down. If you're in that kneeling position, you might want to come to cross-legged. It might be a little bit easier for the next part of class. And we're just going to start by showing some love for the body. So we're going to be working through the body from the feet up as we work through this class. So we're just going to take whichever foot is in front in your cross-legged position. So for me, it's my right. But just taking that foot and taking the hands down and just starting to take a squeeze, gentle squeeze through the base of the foot. So the thumbs on the sole of the foot, just working up towards the toes. They can work in circles if you want here. If you've got hand cream as well, or anything that you might want to use, feel free. So just pushing through, just noticing here how the feet are feeling. Now, the bits of our body that are probably attached to the earth most often. Soles just grounding down. Just taking those first couple of seconds to show some love to the feet. You might want to close your eyes here. You can go as hard or as soft as you like. So just working out what feels good for you. You might turn the foot over and work through the tops of the feet down into the toes. So just a couple of seconds here. And you can take longer if you want to. So if you want to pause the video, take a little bit longer. Feel free. And then when we're ready, just taking whichever foot it was back, switching over, so just switching sides in your cross-legged position and then doing the same on the left foot. So again, just starting with the thumbs on the soles of the feet, working up towards the pads, towards the toes, maybe pushing down through the heel. So it can be really rare that we stop and just take a second to notice the sensations in the body. So taking your time here, working through, switching, taking the tops of the feet. Just showing the feet some love. And then when you're done, if you've got that pair of socks, you might want to pop them on and keep the feet nice and warm. And then we're going to come into a forward fold. If you've got that block, you might want to take it out from underneath you. And just pausing, taking the legs out long and sitting tall here. And you might choose as well to have a block or cushion underneath the seat here as well if you know that you normally take them in forward folds. So we're going to come into a Paschimottanasana. But before we do, again, just taking a moment to notice the posture here, notice the body, maybe scan through quickly. So looking forwards, gaze, drishti, growing tall from the crown of the head, so up towards the sky. You might take another big roll of those shoulders back. And then from here, just taking the hands onto the thighs and giving the legs a squeeze. So working through the tops of the thighs, down into the calves, into the shins. And really, again, just noticing what feels good here, rolling down into the ankles. Again, as much pressure as feels comfortable for you. So starting to work up that body, working into the ankles, calves, shins, thighs. As we're taking this, you might just want to start flexing through the feet and then pointing. So it's almost if you ever did ballet, good toes, naughty toes. So just moving between the two, moving between that dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Just moving through. Maybe you take circles with the feet. So taking a few, going counterclockwise in towards the middle, a few going clockwise out towards the edges. And just getting a really good stretch through the feet, through the legs. Just activating and then releasing. So just letting go of that tension. When we're ready, allowing the legs to go floppy here. So it's almost as if we're taking a soft Paschimottanasana. If we were coming to it in a yin practice or a restoring practice, just letting the feet, giving them a shake, letting them fall where they may. And then we're going to come into a soft forward fold. So instead of going tall through the crown, we're going to allow that back to round. And then I would encourage here you grabbing, if you have a bolster, brilliant. If you have cushions, also fantastic. Whatever you might have that you could prop up in front, to just give the body something to lie down on, something to rest the head on. And again, we're allowing the neck to rest. So just pausing here. Taking palms up towards the sky and really releasing, just letting go of any tension. Again, just noticing that breath. Noticing sensations through the body. So how do the quads feel here? How does the lower back feel? Just checking in. And taking any wiggles that you might need. So we want to be present with that body. So if you feel like stretching out through the toes, taking a wiggle through the fingertips, maybe you move the head. Just allowing ourselves to be present. A few more breaths here. Next inhale that we find, breathing in. Exhale, slowly peeling up. Just gently moving any props that you might have out of the way. And then from here, just spinning the feet around. We're going to come into a kneeling position. Taking the knees nice and wide here. So we're starting to get a little stretch out through the hips, through the groin as well. And just see if you can breathe down towards the belly as we arrive here. Just inhaling, taking that gaze forwards, exhale. And then starting to take the gaze up towards the sky. You're opening through that throat, through the chakra Vishuddhi. So inhale here. Exhale, dropping the head back down through center. And you might also choose through this kneeling position to sit up on a bolster. So chin now comes down towards the chest, and as we inhale, taking the left ear around to the left shoulder. Exhale, just dropping down through center. Inhale, right ear coming up towards that right shoulder. So just taking these semicircles, taking a few. Going at whatever speed works for you, so matching that speed of movement to the breath. And when we next come back through center and we're paused, chin to chest, just taking the fingertips and taking them to the backs of the shoulders, taking the thumb almost onto like the clavicle. And just taking a second to gently massage down through the top of the back, just around the shoulders. And just noticing how the shoulders, how the upper body's feeling. Taking this gently. And then you might choose to take those fingers up the back of the neck, into the scalp, so just behind the ears. Thumbs might come onto the neck as fingers work through the head. Just noticing any sounds here, maybe the fingertips running through the hair, the sound of clothes moving, whatever it may be. Fingertips could come forwards, just running up the sides of the face onto the temples. So again, this might be a moment where you pause the video and just take a little bit of extra time if you have it. Just continuing for a few seconds more. And then taking hands down onto the knees. And just coming into an easy twist. So inhale, lifting those shoulders up, rolling them back. Exhale, growing tall. And then taking the left hand around to the right knee. Right fingertips behind us. Inhale here, find length. Exhale, come into the twist. Taking another breath here, inhale. Exhale, gently release, coming back through center. Maybe taking a counter twist, so taking both hands over to the left and just pushing down into the floor. And then coming into the other side, so right fingertips to the left knee, left fingertips behind us. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, twist. Extra breath here, inhale. Exhale, gently release. Counter twist, maybe over to the right, so just pushing down in towards the floor. And then when we come next back through center, just swinging those legs around in front. And we're going to come to finish our class in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So you want to take soles of the feet in front. Again, instead of taking a really straight back version, we're finding that length through the spine. We're going to allow the back to round, allow the back to curve. So taking soles of the feet together and then pushing them out. So you've got a bit more of a diamond shape, so you're giving yourself some space. You might choose to prop cushions or blocks underneath the knees. And I encourage you here to try and take the hands underneath the ankles. If that doesn't work for you, don't push yourself, but just see how that feels to take the palms of the hands underneath the ankles or the calves. And then we allow the body to drape forwards. So you might take a meditation cushion here, you might take a normal pillow, maybe a bolster, a block, whatever you need here to take on top of the feet so that you've got some support for the head. So we want that head to be supported. Might be that you don't need it, forehead just comes down naturally if you're working in a bit more of an open body. But just finding that support. And pausing here with that breath. This is a moment to reset, to restore. To just be present with the sensations through the body. So you might just notice any feelings that you have through the hips, through the back, through the quads. Just being aware. And we really allow ourselves here to let go of any tension that might be running through the body. So whereas with lots of yoga practice, we're active, we're activating through muscles, here we just really allow ourselves to release. So I'm just going to scan through those parts of the body, and as we scan through, just noticing if they're holding on to any tension. If there's any active effort. And as we run through, just seeing if we can let go. We inhale, just sending that breath to where it needs to go. As we exhale, we let go of that tension. So just starting at the crown of the head. And then starting to move down to the temples, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, nose, mouth, jaw, chin, neck, the shoulders, the collarbones, upper back, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, tops of the hands, palms of the hands, thumbs, each of the fingers, the chest, the belly, the spine, lower back, hips, groin, thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and each toe individually. Just scanning through that body. And then coming to take a releasing breath, inhaling in through the nose. Exhale, releasing that tension, sigh out through the mouth. Taking just 2 more of these, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really just letting go. And then ever so gently finding wiggles through the fingertips. Wiggles through the toes. Coming back into gentle movement, lifting that head. Peeling the hands out from underneath the ankles ever so gently. Removing those props that you might have and just taking the legs out long. Taking a wiggle through toes, through feet, and then just coming back to find seated. And just taking a second to notice all of the parts of the body connected down to the ground, down to the mat. You might even take the hands down as well to either side of you. Just taking one more releasing breath as a group. Inhaling. Exhale, release. Fluttering open the eyes. Just coming back to the space, back to the room. So I hope that class was one that you guys really enjoyed. It's a really nice one to do at the end of the day as you wind down for bed. If you did like it, please subscribe to the channel. There are going to be more regular classes. And let me know what you thought. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day.